Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're going to be checking out a game called So Many Jagged Shards. I have absolutely no idea what this is about, but it looks very strange and sort of esoteric and bizarre, and it also seems to have very brilliant looking visual design. So let us read this little dialogue here. So we've got, believe me, this world was broken long before you got here, and it will break you too, sure as a shattered mirror. You're such a fragile thing. And there are so many jagged shards. And there's our title. Okay. So from what I've read, this has to do something with arranging unconventional shapes to gain access to areas with more unconventional shapes, and there is to be some sort of manipulation of space. I'm not sure how this is going to play out, but I really love this papercraft aesthetic that seems to be going on here. Everything just looks like little bits of construction paper, and this is my cursor, by the way. Quite a brilliant looking pattern or effect that it seems to be. So let's just start it up. Character select, rogue, horns, or star. Oh, they're all quite pretty, actually. I'm going to choose the star. The most orderly, of course, right? That would be me. Alright, so we're moving around with the mouse, it seems. I'm actually not even sure exactly what the controls are going to be here. And I believe I can fit through these spaces, maybe? No? Okay, I guess I just want to sort of steer around this and see where it goes. Looks like we've got a whole bunch of slots for UI area type stuff, like items showing up in the bottom. And we do also have a lovely ambient soundtrack that's playing along. Very ethereal. Actually reminds me a lot of Proteus now that I think about it, which pretty much always a compliment coming from me. Alright, so we're progressing through a series of, looks like little channels of paper, and I'm not sure where they're leading. Maybe we want to be going fast, maybe we don't. Not sure if it really matters, but I'm just going to see where some of these paths lead. I think there's going to be a situation where I may not be able to navigate any further, because maybe I just can't fit. And if that's the case, then I guess I'll have to go back, look for a different angle on things, and maybe find some items. Whoa, what are you? We have found another being in the maze. Is it... Oh, I think that thing wants to kill me. Okay, I'm not too happy about this. Let's go real fast over here. Gotta go fast. So the larger sweeps you do with the mouse, the more the acceleration starts to pick up, and it actually gets quite fast. If you do a large sweep, you actually can cover a ton of ground. Oh, watch out. Alright, so this looks like a thing I can get. Some kind of artifact, I think it just said. Oh, did I activate it? I think I did. Whoa, what did I do? Did I, like... I think I bugged them out. I made them all big. Oh, okay, maybe that's a stun? I don't know, I'm gonna, like, get away from this situation, though, 'cause it seems pretty bad. So we're gonna look for, I guess, more of things like that, and it does seem to be mapped to my 1 key, as well as also function under my left mouse click. Alright, moving on. I'm starting to wonder if maybe some of this stuff might be procedurally generated. It's kind of hard to say. Also, there is a post-processing effect that's going on over everything that's giving it this grainy appearance. If you do want to go grab this one and try it yourself, because it is free, you may or may not want to disable that grainy appearance through that option on the main menu. Now that I know what it is, I might actually have gone back and worked on that a little bit more, because I think it probably does look a bit more vivid and present without the post-processing. I'm not really sure how the graininess really contributes to the look. I actually think, if anything, emphasizing the brightness and colorfulness of it is probably the best idea. But maybe there's more to it than that, I don't know. So I'm continuing to look around for any other objects. I think I may have gone in a circle there. This all sort of looks the same, so it's a little tough to come up with a path, and I don't believe there's any kind of map. Although I am... Oh, there is! Okay, if I press M, we can go back out. So, okay, now I can see some of the paths that maybe I want to head in. That is a really cool looking map, actually. So we're going to move down and straight down, actually. As long as I can fit through that. And I can't tell, I mean, I suppose that this little sort of torch-like appearance of a afterburner is sort of mimicking, oh, actual flame? but I'm not sure if it's just meant to sort of subtly invoke that or if it's literally supposed to be flame. It's a very striking look. I haven't really seen a lot of other games with that appearance. Did I win? Oh, okay. I guess I found my way through that. I didn't realize the levels ended. I thought this was just one big world. It says sustained repel, I think. And with the scroll wheel, I seem to be able to scroll over to that other option there. Okay, so we've got a few more. Oh, passive shrink. Okay, I made myself smaller. I guess that might be good. So we've got active and passive items, which means that there's quite a bit of exploring to do, especially if we're going to be getting enough items to fill up all of those slots. So it's quite an interesting adventure. I don't think I've really seen much like this at all. Oh, I seem to be able to disintegrate these blue tiles for some reason. Maybe they're like colors, something like that. Maybe depending on the character I picked at the beginning, it would determine what paths I can take. Not sure. Anyway, any way you split it, though, it sounds like it's pretty interesting. Alright, so we'll continue down in this direction. Seems to be the right way to go. Also kind of into... Oh, I guess that's our exit. Kind of into the fact that this is mostly like a muted color palette. It's got a lot of autumny kind of feelings to it. And the things that need to jump out at you seem to be able to do that just fine. Okay, so this is where maybe I can let my colors shine, maybe? Is there anything here for me? No? Okay, so I guess that just faded away into some of the other areas. I would love to see a little bit more of a reactive soundtrack, or maybe some sound effects that were a little bit more influenced by what's going on the screen. I mean, it's passive in a way, and there's nothing wrong with it, but it would be sort of a cool opportunity to hear all sorts of different reactions happening based on what it is that you're doing. If you happen to be, like, cranking away these little bits of what looks like maybe you could construe them to be ice chunks or something like that, maybe add an icy sound effect. Cracking and snapping apart, or, you know, each color could correspond with a sound in a way. Oh, okay, wait a minute. So this... Oh, I think I'm starting to understand something here. So I think our one attack, or our one move, seems to attract bits from the landscape, provided you're in the right spot to do so. And it's got a good degree of variability that you might be able to just sort of run right through stuff. Oh, okay, wait, can I attack this? There we go. So I can actually shatter this apart and then pull these past me to gain access to more areas. This is a very, very abstract game, but it's really kind of cool. Am I stuck? Okay, what I'm worried about is the collision boxes are very loose. So I'm very worried that I'm going to end up pushing myself into a position where I can't really do much of anything. In which case, I'm not sure if I can even, like, suicide to get myself out of the problem. Okay, here's a path that I can take, so let's go down here for a minute. Can't seem to do anything with those. Alright, so it's just the navy kind of blues that I can delete with my body. The sentences we end up saying when we're describing video games seem to be the most ridiculous things at times. Deleting the blue with my body. And this is starting to feel like we're going to run into another dead end, or I'm going to have to start pulling apart some of the environment. Let's just keep going down, hoping for the best. There may be another passive item or something down here. I would like to get a bit smaller. I think that would be a big benefit to me. And I think probably it would benefit me to explore to the greatest ability that I have. Wow, I think I just shrunk that guy into non-existence. Weird how that works. Yeah, you get out of the way, please. And I can just dissolve that passageway. Let's take a look at the map here in a second, as soon as I reach another deadish end. Oh, okay, wait a minute. Oh, what's this? Sustained grow? Is that a thing I want? I feel like getting bigger can only hurt me at this point. Let's pull some of these tan shards out of the way. Excuse me, excuse me. I don't even know what to really compare this to, because I don't think I've ever played anything really very much like this. You know, some of the effects remind me a little bit of something you might see in, like, Geometry Wars. But yet the fragmented nature of the polygon presentation reminds me a little bit of Fract. And then the music and the soundtrack reminds me a little bit of Proteus, but, like, there's nothing here that's exactly like anything I've ever seen, which, props to the developer, definitely a cool concept. I wish there was a little bit more going on in the background, perhaps. It just seems like it doesn't really differentiate itself all that well from the foreground, but then again, when you zoom out and you look at the map, I mean, that is really pretty, so I don't know, I can't be too upset about it. So I guess I need to head my way back down. I don't really have a way to scroll around on the map, so I'm just going to have to trust that there's something down there for me. Although I may end up just looking at it constantly. I think that might be the best option. And you can see it redrawing in as we move down. Maybe I can just knock some of these tan ones out of the way. A little bit jarring when you come back from the map. It seems like there's a little bit of a disconnect between... Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. I think I screwed myself up there. That's what I was trying to do. Alright, I was on the wrong tool. Yeah, since the afterburner effect, the little flame thing that I was talking about before, seems to sort of vanish. Oh man, I made a mess of this. It seems to sort of vanish when you're on the map, when you come back from it, and then that effect, all of a sudden, it starts to appear. It just feels a little jarring to me. Nothing too upsetting. I should mention, of course, if you haven't noticed it, by triggering that effect on the number 1 key there, seems to make the soundtrack go a little crazy for a second there. It gets much more intense. So moving downward. Anything else? Let's check our map again. Yep, so it looks like that is where I'm supposed to go, actually, down and to the right. And we've entered some new territory. Oh, and there is actually our exit. So I was right near the end before. So I suppose it's just going to keep proceeding on like this. I'm kind of hoping I might find some other abilities that are going to augment my character in such a way as to maybe make this sort of thing happen a little bit more. I think this is probably the most fun part, is watching the bits of color disappear as you get near them. And I also really like the idea, and I don't even know if this is the case. It may be from my my number 2 ability. Actually, I'm almost certain that's what it's from. But the fact that I can shrink away certain colors, I would really think that's kind of cool if you were to map that to each character, that each character has a certain color, which is going to correspond to portions of the map that would be uncovered, which would sort of make this like a branching path. I don't want to say Metroidvania, but, you know, it crossed my mind. Anyway, so we're going to move over here to the left and see if maybe I can get through some of these bits. Yeah, it does look like I can. I also have to wonder if some of the drops or the items that I was running into might be randomly placed, which would also totally change the path that I would take through the game depending on when I stumbled upon a certain object. Alright, now we've got some angry bros over here. I'm not sure... Oh, they're changing colors on the scenery. There's not a whole lot I can do about it, though. What just happened there? Oh, okay. I looked down at my hotbar for a split second, and then when I looked back up, he seemed to be gone. Yeah, you just get nice and fat, and then, okay, just die on that little corner there. I'm fine with that. Alright, so let's move over here, and maybe we could do a little bit of racing. Oh, what's this? Sustain Shrink. So as we get further on, it seems that we're getting more sophisticated and more powerful in manipulating our environment. I really do like the concept behind this. And this is definitely something that I see potentially having a lot of appeal amongst those of us who are into really like esoteric and out there games. And I think the emphasis on graphical design here definitely carries it a long way. I mean, it's not to say that the gameplay concepts aren't there, but I definitely think this is one of those games that you're going to spend more time sort of oogling at over just enjoying the tactile feeling of playing it or anything like that. And not that there's necessarily anything wrong with that idea either. There are plenty of games that I find are just really enjoyable to just engulf yourself in, just sit and revel in the atmosphere that's created. And I think there's a lot of ways to balance it in different directions. Oh, I found another exit already. You know, and I'm not saying that graphics necessarily make a game, but there are instances where graphics can certainly help keep your interest in ways that you may not have expected while you get from point A to point B. I mean, think about it just for a second. If you were to think of something like Braid, wow, that was pretty. I don't know what happened, but it was very exciting. But if you think about a game like Braid that has absolutely stunning visuals, and the puzzles in it are very solid, there's very good gameplay concepts in it, I think the whole thing does come together quite well. But there are moments at the beginning where it's just pretty breathtaking to look at everything sort of phasing in and out, all these like cloud effects and ethereal bits and pieces just softly strobing, all of this stuff. It really captures your mind, and then that's enough time for you to become invested in the concept and realize that you actually really are enjoying the puzzles as well on top of it. And again, that's not to say that the puzzles don't have enough potential on their own merits. That typography definitely needs to be addressed, though. It's a little too hard to read with the amount of time that they give you, although maybe there's a way that I can like stop what I'm doing and sit and read it, but I don't know. I hit a lot of the buttons. It didn't seem like I was bringing up any menus or inventory screens or anything. Alright, so I seem to be getting quite far into this blue zone here. Oh, well, that's the end of that. I sort of feel like I'm exploring off the beaten path at times, and I'm not sure if that's intended, or, again, since I don't know if any of this is randomly generated, maybe I literally am exploring off the beaten path and this stuff wasn't meant for me to be seen, or meant to be seen by me. But either way, compelling. And down again. Alright, so let's look at the map again. Looks like we've got some more room to go on the bottom right, so we're going to check that out. And I guess after this one, I will wrap the episode up. I think I want to leave a little bit for you guys to explore as well. And, oh, well, right on time. There you go. So we've actually filled up about half of the slots. I'm going to guess there's probably one item per level or something like that. But yeah, I mean, it's a really pretty game. I really did enjoy the moments we spent here on this one. Again, there are things that could be improved, but at the same time, I just really like the look and feel of it, and I think that this is something that's just strange enough that it might work, you know? Oh, we've entered a warp zone of some sort where everything is inverted. This is a little bit creepy, actually. Well, I'll leave this for you guys to explore, and here's our item for this particular thing, Sustained Shrink. Curious to know how that will help us out, and I could also try playing with some of these items as well and see what other areas I can uncover. But like I said, I will leave that to you guys. This is available for free, downloadable. There's going to be a link right in the description. Oh, right, I gotta remember all my colors are reversed. So this peach color is actually going to be our blue. This requires a mediocre amount of color theory knowledge, I suppose, and I should actually be able to wedge my way right through there. But certainly an unconventional game, so I'll have to give them that. And props, credits where credit is due. Definitely a unique one as well. So go give it a download, try it out, let me know what you think in the comments. I am very curious to know, because this is very off the beaten path as far as some of the games I even cover go. There's a lot here to be explored, and I think I probably still didn't necessarily do it justice as far as explaining all the concepts. I'm sure one of you out there has probably already played this in its entirety and seen all there is to see about it, and I'm kind of curious to know what more you might add to my commentary, or what your own perspectives are on it. So feel free to let me know all that in the comments, just for everybody, because, I mean, that is what we're here to do, right? We're here to promote indie games, generally strange ones, artistic ones, promote discussion, and get a little bit more exposure on games that deserve it. So that is going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I do want to, of course, send you over to the archive for the rest of the episodes if you do want to catch up on old ones. Indie-impressions.com is the website, filled to the brim with other indie games, all sortable, all tagged for your convenience, so feel free to check them out. I'm sure you'll find some over there that you haven't heard of if you haven't been there already. We do also have some forums. Oh, geez. Farewell. Apparently I died. And that would be back to our title screen anyway. So many Jagged Shards. But yeah, we were in the middle of our plug. So yeah, facebook.com/indieimpressions. If you'd like to leave a like over there, feel free. Just takes a second, helps me out, and you can stay up on the new episodes every single day over on Facebook. I also have a Twitter, which is @RockLeeSmile. Feel free to follow me over there if you'd like. I tweet all the time, and it's a quick way to grab my attention if you want to chat about something. I'm pretty much open to talk to anybody about just about anything. And I also have a contact form, which is available right over at indie-impressions.com. So if you're a viewer and you want to suggest a game for me to play on the show, or if you're an indie developer and you'd like for me to try out your game on the show, feel free to contact me over there. And we can set something up or talk, or at least I'll check out your game at the very minimum. So that is going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Please be sure to come back again tomorrow. New episodes every single day, as always. And I will talk to you later. Have a lovely night.